Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring the Legend of Zelda. It's a mouthful of a game. I'm Elad, and I'm here with...
Gromfaloon.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's having a great day today.
Yeah, and we're going to be watching Two-Sneck and Hashtag Cats play this wonderful game, this rhythm-based roguelike-esque game. And I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I have actually not seen a lot of co-op of this, so it's going to be really great.
Very exciting. So Two-Sneck is Zelda, and time to time, because we are not consistent in the slightest, she will be playing as Cadence. And we'll explain why they're choosing these characters in a little bit. But Link right now is going to be sleeping because he's very lazy, as demonstrated by every single Zelda game ever. He's a very, very lazy boy.
He is. That's why you've got to awaken him all the time in
They even made an
various
entire game
HD
about
formats. Yes. All right. So I think before we even really let them go too far, we should really talk about the game mechanics, because I think that's kind of what you might be noticing. They're kind of stuttering as they walk, and they're stuttering to the beat because they're actually moving to the beat. That's not just lag. As they bop around to the beat, this has the same game mechanics as indie darling game Crypt of the Necrodancer, hence why it's in the title, made by the same devs. But they somehow got a license with Nintendo to make a Zelda game, which is kind of amazing.
It's the crossover that we never knew that we needed, but we are so glad that we have it. And
Yes.
it's a slight step up from Zelda on the CDI, if you remember those games, Wand of Gamelon. It's a slight, not much. It had big shoes to fill, but it does a reasonable job.
Well, I think what I like to say is that I feel like they've kind of opened the door for indie devs doing Nintendo IP, because, Wand of Gamelon, that might have put a little bit of a tarnish on that whole thing for, whatever, a couple decades.
I think they got over it, but this has done a great job. And so the world here is procedurally generated. It's different every time. There are a couple things that are kind of in the same place. There's a couple static things about it, but in general, things are in different places every single time. So it's a fresh adventure, which is also why they're checking the map a lot, because they're trying to see, they have an idea of where things might be. So they're just checking it out.
Yeah. Like most roguelikes, it's not just complete randomness, it's procedurally generated in some way. And so the way that this game works is it has a series of tiles that it shuffles. Some tiles prefer to be, say for example, this tile is going to always be below the castle. Other tiles are going to be like preferred to be near the top or near the bottom of the map, and we'll go to those, or we'll talk about that when they get there. But first, we should really talk about this loot that they got. This thing is very important. So that lets you go to all of these Sheikah slates or Sheikah stones that you touch around, and it's sort of a fast travel method, which, as you can imagine, in a speedrun is really important. Touching those Sheikah stones and sort of setting your checkpoints so that you can go back is really valuable as we search through the lands of Hyrule here.
Absolutely. They also, upon the first time you bump them, you get a health refresh and stamina recharge. So you can use them very strategically. And right now they are going for the Torch of Wisdom, which appears on the map when you check it. It's a little circle in the tile, and that allows them to get a better grasp on items that are in chests and other cool stuff.
Yeah, many of the tiles, you sort of learn from the map what they look like. And so that was the Wisdom Torch tile, which is really important. That Wisdom Torch shows you what's the contents of the chests. So they're going to be able to find things that are really valuable, like those power boots that are on that roof. It's a little hard to get, though, so they don't have the materials for it yet. So like a roguelike, oh, this is delightful. I have not seen this before. So there's music puzzles in this game. And that was one of them. There's a few. They may not do some of them. I'm not sure. But the fact that they were able to do that co-op is great. We really haven't touched on the fact that this is a co-op run. But you can see, for instance, Cadence is going up to open that chest and get the titanium dagger. And Zelda is at the bottom. And that's going to actually speed them through this map as they go to touch the Sheikah Slate or Sheikah Stone that's in front of this. This is one of the castles. This is the desert castle here. All good Zelda games have a desert castle of some kind, or a dungeon, I suppose.
Yeah, and the reason that they're playing as Zelda and Cadence and not Zelda as Link is because Cadence and Zelda both share a dagger weapon as their slot 1 weapon. So by picking up the titanium dagger, they both get it. So now they're each doing +1 damage. And if they're playing as Link would be using his short sword still, so he would be doing 1 damage while Zelda would be doing 2 damage. So
and they pet the puppy. That's very nice. Got to make sure to do that. Always pet the dog. That was part of the latest update, and everyone's really thankful for that.
Yeah.
So now we are in the Kakariko Crypt. This place I find so delightful because it's got the music has some motifs from the original Crypt of the Necrodancer, which of course it's a crypt. And the whole goal here is to fight Shadow Zelda or Shadow Link, whoever you find. And they will give you this hibiscus potion, which I guess is the magic potion needed to wake up Link.
I don't quite know how that works out, but they're gonna wake up Link now because drink to wake
Yeah, they're
up.
gonna dump a potion in his face, obviously. Looks like we're also gonna kill Freddy Merchantry. That's the shopkeeper here. He's from Crypt of the Necrodancer as well. The reason you do that is you get this coupon. Now you gotta be careful. He actually does a lot of damage, so they did a really nice job killing him there. And it gives you this coupon. The coupon allows you to obviously purchase something for cheaper, but in fact, it's free in this game. So they're going to be likely getting the Goron locket with that coupon.
Absolutely.
They already found the Goron shop. They're about to go back there. I think it's just to the left of where they're looking. There it is. And this is the Goron shop, the bomb shop. And in it is this 200 rupee Goron locket. And that gives them protection from any sort of fire. So it's really important to pick that up.
And fun fact here, after killing Freddy Merchantry, his brother decided, well, it's a good time to invent the credit card so stuff like this doesn't happen. So kudos to him, right. Hats off.
Yeah, it's changing the face of all rupee economy in Hyrule.
Yeah, ahead of its time.
Okay, we got another music puzzle here. Looks like they are going to do it. This is Song of Storms.
They are going to duet.
Hey, nice.
Hey.
Puns are a very important part of these games, so I embrace them.
Just duet.
And there it is. They got the down thrust, everybody's favorite Zelda 2 ability. This is going to let them hop off of things onto enemies' heads, which sometimes is necessary for solving puzzles, but can also be really useful for getting through the maps quicker. Now they're in Death Mountain. This is where another one of the castles are. Throughout this run, they're looking for, there it is. They're going to be able to use that down thrust to cross the little river there and come on back. And we're going to see a down thrust there across that blob, so you can really see the teamwork. I love this. This is so great, seeing the little teamwork as they push blocks back and forth. It's so delightful. And they're making their way over to Death Mountain. I super don't, so I'm really intrigued by this. We're seeing things being done sort of the way they're expected to be done, but much faster because of the 2 players. Oftentimes with 1 player, there's a lot of like sneaky strats where you like bomb boost and stuff past. But here it's really delightful to see them doing it the intentional way, but faster because there's 2 of them. And here is the Temple of Storms at the top of Death Mountain, and it looks like we might be going in.
They are going in. So there's 4 bosses and 4 dungeons, and they're about to do a sequence break right here.
Oh, I love that.
I know. That's teamwork at its finest.
Teamwork.
There's a couple of them that it's really sneaky and really awesome.
If this wasn't a speedrun, I could see Cadence and Zelda doing a nice high five after that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you can spare a second for that. They should have that.
They are loading up on keys as well. Those are really important because those get you into the boss rooms of all of the dungeons, as well as a few places in the final dungeon. So you can see they're getting as many keys as they can. The way that each dungeon works is there are 2 floors. Each floor has a boss room like we're seeing right now. This is, of course, the second floor because they did a bit of a sequence break by throwing a pot onto a button, and that allowed them to get into the second level. The way that they're sort of designed is they allow you to sort of plant a flag. Oh, we got a death from Zelda there. That's unfortunate. So Cadence is on her own for now.
Easy enough.
There
Just
she
bring her
is.
back from the Sheikah Stone. So
Yep.
the sequence break took out the first half of the dungeon. So they've got the boss key and it's onward to the boss.
Glockenspiel. It's a Gleok, but it's also a Glockenspiel. It's a Glockenspiel. And
I hope you like puns.
and it's also got some of the best music in the game, but that was quick. Of course, this is a speed run, so we got to get. So we collected our first instrument. This whole game revolves around collecting 4 instruments. You bring those 4 instruments to the bridge to get across the barrier, just like any good Zelda game. There's a barrier of some kind. Oh, we're going to see a little maneuver
Body
here.
block.
Very nice.
Body block.
Little, yeah,
So
double
that's
skating there.
Same sort of thing as the previous dungeon. That just basically cuts it down in half. So very well, good use of mechanics right there. See, co-op just has a lot of fun little extra strats.
It's delightful. This is the Frozen Grotto. At the end of this, they'll be fighting Wizrobo. That's right, Wizrobo. And that, of course,
An oboe?
it sure is. And that sequence break. Oh, Cadence going down there, getting hit by getting hit a couple times by that penguin. Dastardly penguin. But Zelda should be able to finish this on their own, although that bubble is kind of in the way. I'm going to grab this map, maybe just looking for a way to kill that bubble. Perhaps a bomb on the ice or something of that sort. If that was the way. But it looks like we're headed back. Maybe we're going to revive. Oh, going for a little bit of a walk. Ah, here's the actual boss room. That wasn't the boss room. So each floor has both a boss room and a key room. That room would have been like a little mini boss key if they needed it. But they've been collecting so many keys using that wisdom torch. The wisdom torch shows where there's wall keys, and so they've just been collecting wall keys the whole time. It saves a lot of time not having to fight those boss rooms.
But nice, they got the boss key, they got the bow and arrow, and now I'm assuming that they'll be walking out and bringing back Cadence.
Yep. I should say that all the floors in these are randomized as they are in Necrodancer, so they're just sort of like procedurally generated, and they're much more random. There's usually you'll find like a chest or and you'll find a key in the wall, but there's specific things you will find, but for the most part it is very much randomized inside each dungeon, which is quite nice. All right, and there's Wizrobo. I imagine, yeah, they're going to be spreading out because Wizrobo teleports, so you want to make sure you're ready to hit Wizrobo. There we go, nice.
It's kind of an annoying boss with all these icicles and being frozen and sliding all over the place and teleportation.
And that specific attack there, where it's a 1-beat reaction, it's not great. There it is.
Yeah, we don't like Wizrobes anyway in any Zelda game, but in this one with Wizrobo, it's just everything that you hate about them times 10. But with nice music. So lessens the blow.
Yeah, always so
lessens
good.
the blow bow?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
good ground.
I'm sorry.
I like that. It's all right. Okay, and now we're going to be making our way over to, I believe, the Lost Woods. That seems to be where they're headed. So that's where so we've got 2 more instruments to go, the Lost Woods and in the desert. There is a bass guitar that they get to pick up.
Yeah, they have a set boss order in their minds because the bosses get more challenging as you go along. So what they're trying to do is just take out the hardest bosses first. So the beginning of the game is going around to the Sheikah Stones, activating the checkpoints and getting the loot and everything, and then it's just dungeon.
Yeah,
and
it's a bit of a boss rush.
Yeah, they want to take out the Glockenspiel first because that's a doozy of a fight if you fight him later on.
Yeah.
And here's the Lost Woods.
Same with Wizrobo.
Like in a lot of games, a lot of Zelda games, Lost Woods.
Yep, you gotta pick the right way to go.
Yep, there's
Luckily,
always a champion
obvious.
enemy.
Yeah. And so they're gonna be heading down here. You can see there's that skeleton guy. Oh, nice. Using the Pegasus anklet, that item allows you to, you spend a beat to go 3, I think. So you can see they're doing little dashes, which is nice. And almost through the Lost Woods, and at the end is going to be the dungeon, the Lost Woods dungeon. Nice dashing going on there from Two-Snack. And
yeah,
right,
because
there we
this
go.
is procedurally generated, you have different different loadouts every time you play this. A lot of the time you get different drops, and there's the weapons and items that are using this time around they might not have in the next run. So
oh, that was so delightful. Through the box. Zelda through the box to King. It's delightful. This is so good.
It's so wholesome.
It really is.
Wholesome family entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Clark,
All
we
right.
need a high five in this.
Yes, we do. So you can see the walls. There's that sort of blue line that you can see on the bottom right. That's actually the walls so that you can't walk into the boss room. There's like a sort of invisible fence there. So, but using that, you can actually help map. Oh, they are bullying Link there, though.
Ooh.
That was almost rude. That was not. I was gonna shove him in a locker.
No, that was a low 5 moment right there.
Low 5 indeed. Yeah, still worth the 5, but just make it low.
Yeah.
All right, boss key here, and so they've skipped the first floor of every dungeon so far, and I'm sure we'll see it for the 4th dungeon as well. And here we go, Go Maracas. It's Goma and Maracas. it's a good one. It's a real mouthful.
Yeah. The strategy here is that Zelda is going to get right up into Goma's face, and Cadence is going to be hanging back and hitting all these little spiders that
They're like little egg pod thingies.
Yeah, they get really annoying if you let all the spiders spawn. Things can get off the rails, and it's just terrible. So when it's co-op, just one person hangs back, takes out the kibble, and then right up in Goma's face, and Goma goes down.
Yeah, there we go. So we got 3 instruments so far. We're going off to get the bass guitar here in the Gerudo ruins.
And here we are with the Goron locket. They
can swim in the lava.
Swim in the lava and stand on hot poles, which makes this so much easier. Normally when you go here, you have to run around the desert collecting 3 gears to allow you to like reconstruct the bridge or something to get across.
Bridge, yeah.
But now it's just like, okay, well, we're gonna get the locket, and now we're gonna swim across. It saves so much time and makes this stage so much easier, especially the boss. My first time playing this, I didn't get the Goron locket until after the boss, and I did this one last, and it was barbaric.
Yeah, there's another way to get this first floor skip that they got here, so one thing I wanted to mention was you do need flippers as well to be able to swim in the lava. So you need to have the Goron locket and flippers. If you don't have those, you can also get that skip by doing a bomb jump using floaty boots. And there's a few other really niche ones where you can like use an ice rod to freeze bomb fairies that you release from a jar and then create a bridge. It's all kinds of crazy, but this is definitely the easiest, the Goron locket. The only problem with it is it's expensive, but if you can kill Freddy and get the coupon like we saw earlier, then it's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's free with the cost of murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All right, we're on the boss, and it is bass guitar most nights. Yep. Oh, this is going to be good, too, because normally this takes a long time. They're really tanky. They have a lot of health, so it's going to take a while. But here, that was in sync. That's so good. It's gold medal.
Oh, beautiful. Like, this is
beautiful fight.
Harmony and
Yeah, it's very
magic.
nice. So they've got all the instruments now, which means they can knock down the barrier through the power of music. We're going to see that here. So once again, a barrier like all good Zelda games. There it was. We didn't get the cutscene because you can skip it because the devs like speedrunners. And they're going to be making their way into Hyrule Castle. This castle has 3 floors and then a final boss. And then once we do that, a bunch of stuff happens and we go to the future and it's all good. So we're going to see that in a second.
And this is where the game this game gets really, 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 really intense. There's all kinds of stuff going on. The difficulty ramps up so much, and
it's going to be really tricky here.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with watching even, but playing, you're just surrounded by everything all the time. You have stuff being shot at you. It's a nightmare, but it's fun.
It's really fun and also very intense. It's a good mix of that. Now, one thing we have not seen much, which is kind of surprising, but kind of interesting, they don't really seem to need it, is other weapons. We did see a glass broadsword for a second there. There is other weapons in this game, not just daggers. And the way that it works is the same as in Necrodancer, where if an enemy is within your attack radius, instead of moving, you attack. And so right now, since they have a dagger, they only have one range. So they have to pretty much run into an enemy to attack it. Looks like we're a little lost here. This is a kind of confusing floor. Hard to say. I think it's down, but yeah, you have to run into enemies to hit them. But if you have something like a broadsword, that hits 3 wide. So if an enemy is in that range, you will attack instead of moving. Which you have to be careful because you can snag on enemies with it. So running the dagger is not a bad call because you can kind of move how you like. And here's a Dark Nut fight, and that's the first floor. So we're gonna be heading up to floor 2.
I think that they stick with the titanium daggers just because it's consistent. They know exactly where it is every time. They can easily get it, and they just have gotten really good at it. Because if it's procedurally generated and stuff is random, you can't always rely on stuff. And then if you take a bad hit and then you lose your flail or your spear or something, then
Then yeah, you've got to keep track of what attack pattern you're using, and you might accidentally try to move when you hit. I think this was floor 3 now. It looks like we're on the last floor here. I might have lost count. I apologize.
Yeah, I believe this is floor 3.
All right. It looks like they're having a little struggle here with these enemies, but it's working out okay. They're going to be, I think the boss is top right. They do have more than enough keys. Those little traps on the bottom turn you into the other character. So you could see for a second there, Zelda was Link.
And for fans of the original Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is just hit 5-year anniversary, there's a little wooden board, cardboard cutouts of the Necrodancer himself and some of the enemies, and it's just a nice little reference. It's just it's thrown in there, and it's wonderful. There's so much thought and attention in this game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. These devs have they spend a lot of time just thinking about design, and I love it. 2 Snack and #cats there, scraping through, and are now on to the boss. They're able to re-up their health with the Sheikah Stone. And now we are on to Octavo. Now this boss is some kind of conductor guy, and Octavo there's like these 4 jewels at the top that each represent the magical instruments that you've picked up. And you essentially need to clear each of these phases. There's 5 phases in total, and each phase sort of represents that boss. So you can see there's Gleeok heads here, which can be really annoying. You can see that Zelda is cleaning those up while Cadence is going to attack Octavo. And now we're on the rockets.
You can tell that it gets really, really crazy.
Yeah, your co-ops for crowd control is really nice. They've got to be a little careful. Zelda, oh, sorry, excuse me. No, they're actually doing really well. I mixed up the healths. Never mind. It's fine. We're doing good. All right, so it looks like one more hit, and we're going to be on to the final phase. Now in this phase, Octavo has 6 health, and there's a little bit more to dodge. As you can see, these sort of drop-down flats and sharps. Also, what's really delightful is that the flats are mallets that squish you flat, and the sharps are swords that are sharp and will poke you. Which is so good. Anyway, all right, so we killed Octavo, hand wave, you land into a portal, and time changes. And you go way into the future, and oh no, all the statues, instead of being the king, are Ganon. What? Where did Ganon come from? Oh no, it's Dark Hyrule, and it's even harder than Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, this just goes really, really crazy. There's a lot of stuff to deal with here. Everything's going bananas, and I feel like we haven't read a donation this entire run. Do we have any donations?
Definitely get one of those in there.
There's not any donations at the moment, but I can plug some other things. I've got plenty of things to talk about. Let me remind everyone that we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. Due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we're currently doing our first BSG online event with streamers from both the Benelux and the rest of the world, bring you entertainment during the lockdown. We want to thank ESA for supporting the event and for allowing us to stream on their channel. For information about their upcoming events and any changes to the COVID-19 outbreak, be sure to check out esamarathon.com as well.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is really great. It's awesome that we can have a nice online showcase of these games. It's really fun. So thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've now got Impa's Spear. This is a largely maligned weapon in the community because it's definitely the worst of all of the legendaries. So there's a bunch of legendary weapons. There's one for Zelda. There's Zelda's rapier. There's Link's longsword. This is Impa's weapon, and I kind of love that they're using it. It does 1 damage, but it also poisons. But it only poisons enemies that can be poisoned, and I think it also heals you. I might be mistaken because I don't see it very often. But poison it does damage over time, but usually you just poke them anyways. So, but it is a spear, so it has spear range. So you'll notice that they're attacking at range now, which actually simplifies a lot of the enemies. You don't have to do as much dodging, and it seems to well, a lot of enemies also get knocked back. So you can kind of just keep poking the enemies, and it makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah, it's definitely easy mode compared to the dagger, which is very very risky a lot of the time. I can't do anything without range. The second I get a spear, I'm just like, okay, I can succeed.
Yeah, it's a bit of a complicated floor here. It's like we're trying to find our way through. One problem with when you jump into water, because you could see there was a situation where they had to cross the water. Oh,
Ooh.
The wind mage pulled Zelda into an enemy there and got hit. A lot of enemies can combo together, so those wind mages just move you, but if they move you into an enemy's attack, you're gonna get hit. And I should mention that the way that there we go, we got the Hylian flail. That is a much nicer weapon than Impa's flail. Impa's spear. So this attacks a very strange pattern. It attacks in a flat 5 in front of you, and you move while you attack. So you can kind of see how they're doing that there, and they're gonna move on to the next level.
It's definitely one of those weapons. The first time you pick it up and you attack with it, you're just like, wait, what? And then you attack another enemy, and you're like, that's completely different. What? How do I? What? And it's just very
this is
confusing.
so spicy right now. I'm so afraid. Cadence is in a rough spot. Handled it, but we can see that Zelda's down. So this is all on Cadence now to get through this. There is no Sheikah stones to touch until after you get through. Luckily, this Hylian flail allows for a little bit of range.
It's doing some
so you
dirty
can
work
stay
right
safe.
now.
Yeah.
But this game can get off the rails so quickly. Like even if you just get hit once, it can throw off your rhythm completely, and you'll try to compensate, and it goes downhill, and it's really hard to like stay totally focused, and especially when you're speedrunning this. And they do have some hard containers, but they don't have like bottles with potions and fairies and stuff like that. So
yeah, normally you'd get those on a
Spicy.
casual run. There's quite a lot of safety you can get on a casual run. More heart containers, and yeah, like you said, a bottle with fairy and those kinds of things. But not today.
No,
Trying to go
just
fast.
going.
Mm-hmm. All right, gonna wait for that bomb fairy. Those enemies, you have to let them touch you, and they heal you. But if you attack them, they explode, so they can do a lot of damage. You gotta watch out. Oh, this is quite the layout here.
This is not friendly. I've seen much
No.
friendlier layouts than this.
Yeah.
This is
Alright.
this is revenge for all their wholesome sequence breaking earlier.
Yeah, glass slippers give you +1 damage and protect you from floor effects, which is real nice. But they break if you get hit, so you got to keep that in mind. So +1 damage, now doing 3 damage, you can see. But yeah, any hit is going to break those. All right, really cleaning house here. Oh, that was close. Almost got speared.
Yeah,
Wow.
the flail, you have to approach every situation kind of from an awkward angle, and it's really hard to get used to.
Yeah. Oh, some
But
monsters.
it's very effective.
Yeah, it's really good. It lets you sort of wade through the enemies if you want. You can kind of push by and just sort of glide through. All right.
I will be my heart rate will go down a lot the second that Zelda is alive again, and that they're gonna need a breather after this.
Yikes. All right, there is another legendary weapon. It is the Jewel Dagger. This is another dagger, but it does 4 damage, not 5. It's 5 in the Jewel Dagger exists also in Crypt and the Necrodancer. And in that game, it's 5. But confusingly, it's 4 in this game. All right, we're going to go into that shop. Oh, there it is. Found the exit. It was hidden, but nice job.
Whew.
Way to go. #cats, making it through Dark Hyrule solo there. It was real scary. And we're going to be on to the final boss of this game. And I'll give chat one guess at who it is. Nope, it's Organon. He plays an organ. Although it's just called Ganon here. But we all know that it was actually Organon.
Yeah, it does not roll off the tongue very well.
No, not really. No, it might have been Nintendo going, Maybe not. But okay, the way that this fight works is when you attack him, he's wearing a force field. When you attack him, his force field comes down and he's stunned, but you get stunned as well, which of course means you rely on your friend to poke him. So you can see there, very nice with the bow, shooting him across. So Cadence knocked down the shield and Zelda was able to shoot with the bow across. Very nice.
And Link is frozen right there. He's in the ice cube, if you don't know that. If you're playing this by yourself, you do what we call dad mode, is you control 2 characters with one control with one D-pad, and it's kind of hard to get used to it as well. They throw you in the deep end very quickly.
Yeah, that's how the Necrodancer boss fight works too. Oh, it's getting a little spicy here. The Dark Nut getting in the way. So yeah, you have to unlock your friends and. Just missed that phase. So we've got one more hit left in phase 2, and then we're going to be on to the final phase of this fight. But yeah, having to do dad mode can be really tough.
Shoot him. Oh, missed the beat.
No, we're out of arrows, I think.
Oh, God.
Is that what happened?
I think so.
All right, so we're in the final phase. Of course, you got to make the Triforce with everybody. Very nice. And then you create a beam that comes on down from the sky.
They unlock Link at the very end because he is the weakest Link.
Hey,
because he's got the.
Well, you can't win a Zelda game without Link. Nicely done. 2944 in game.
GG.
Very nice. GG's. Nice run there, 2Snek and #cats. Love the co-op. Got to see more co-op of this game. That's really cool.
Yeah, I wish it was easier to do online.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. You kind of got to be in meat space. We have a delightful Zelda Perler there. Very nice. All right.
So
well, that was fun.
Oh, look at them go.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Way to go, 2Snek and Cats for that great run. And thanks, Grom, for helping co-host here.
Thank you for having as well. It's good having you. If you guys don't know Elad is actually in the credits of this game.
That's true.
He's kind of a celebrity.
I did some early access testing. And we run a lot of racing events, and maybe we can get a co-op racing event going. So that'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be amazing.
But yeah. Thanks,
sometime
everybody.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and being here and being part of this. It's really cool that everyone can kind of just come together during times of crisis and, common goals and everything. It's great. So thank you all so much.
High fives all around, except for virtual high fives.
Subs, everything. Yes.
Okay. Thanks so much, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much.